But all right, guys, we've got some fresh new photos from our guy, Friday the 13th archivist, over on Instagram. Guys, if you want to keep up on all these pictures that are coming from the Crystal Lake TV show set, then give Friday the 13th archivist a follow over there on Insta. The link is down in the description, so you can find him there. And if you see something before I see something, please feel free to hit me up, reach out. You can do that through Twitter or Instagram, or if you know me personally, you've got my email or my phone number, so you can text it on over. But yeah, want to make sure we're giving proper credit here because these pictures have been awesome. We just covered some yesterday, and here we are with a fresh batch and kicking off with a banger of a picture, if I do say so myself. The lighting here is so interesting to me. They're really blowing the light up on the lake there, and it looks like this is late in the day, so it looks like they're doing a little bit of night shooting for this piece. We can't really see, it doesn't look like anything's really happening in the lake at the time of this picture, but just a nice photo to showcase, you know, the lake just lit up beautifully. I think you can see the dock there in the distance on the right, if I'm correct. And yeah, had to start off with this one because I just thought it was so striking and beautiful, honestly. So yeah, there we go. First picture, and we've got Crystal Lake showing there. And then next up, we've got some shots here of Blairstown, New Jersey. So this looks to be the old town downtown. We've got a couple fishermen all dressed up in their 70s fisherman attire. Guys, let me know in the live chat or let me know in the comments down below if you're watching this after the fact. It doesn't look like fisherman attire has really evolved very much. A very classic, dependable look, kind of like a blue jeans and t-shirt look. Like it never goes out of style. Here we go. They even got their bucket hats and everything, and we've got a beautiful vintage vehicle there in the background as well. And hats off, bucket hats off to the people of Blairstown, New Jersey for not modernizing their downtown so much that it couldn't still look like it's got that 70s charm. Just absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to continue with another handful of pictures here from Blairstown. So next up, we've got the fishermen there. Looks like they're either shooting a scene, but also it looks like they may be, you know, discussing something before shooting. We can see that beautiful police car in the foreground. I think that's one of those Grand Furies, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know cars very well. I'm trying to get better about it, but it is an exact replica of the vehicle from the original film from 1980. So nice little shot there of the fishermen, you know, just trying to get, it looks like trying to get everything squared away before shooting their next take. Right here, we've got that Elston oil supply tanker truck that we've seen in a few of these photos that have been released. Almost every batch has got this. So the guy driving this truck must play some sort of important role, or at least featured role. Maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he's trying to date Pamela or something like that. Who the heck knows? You know, we can postulate and theorize all we want. But the truck keeps on popping up, and I've seen the guy in a couple of these photos as well. But, you know, another cool thing about this shot, other than Blairstown being showcased as a city or a town that really has kind of been frozen in time, and I mean that in the nicest possible way. I think that's very charming, genuinely. I love this banner for the Founders Day cookout. Bryden Park, fireworks and fun. So maybe, ooh, what if during the cookout, fireworks and fun, the campers or the camp counselors are all off making out and getting busy. Maybe during a fireworks show, something happens. No one can hear Jason's cries for help because of the explosions of the fireworks. We get a fireworks show, you know, intercut and edited with the tragedy of Jason's drowning. And again, I'm just kind of talking out of my ass or just sort of theorizing like what could be a cool idea if this is integrated into the actual story, but also it could just be there just for looks. The fireworks show could have nothing to do, the Founders Day cookout could have nothing to do with the TV show at all, but a fun little shot nonetheless. And then here we've got, you know, the behind the scenes crew, you know, the behind the camera crew moving some stuff as they, you know, go along the downtown area here in Blairstown, we can of course see the Elston oil supply truck in the background to the left, and over there on the right, you know, there's that vintage, one of those vintage vehicles, almost looks like the classic from Evil Dead. It's got a very similar look. I doubt that it's the same vehicle, but you know, all those big boat cars back then kind of had that look there. And then moving on here, we've got Christina's Fabrics and Notions, Patterns, Trimming, Books. And another little sign there in the background for, you know, attorneys at law. All right, so a law office right back there. And it looks like down to the middle left, there's a little bit of a pub sign. So just more charm added to Blairstown here. And then another shot of a natural food store called Natural Harvest. Oh, so like a little bit of a little farmer's market indoor kind of vibe here. Just yet again, another piece that adds to the charm and the feel and buying into this world of the 70s. And we did get confirmation from the last batch of photos that this is taking place in 1971. So we've got that confirmed, which means that we could see grown-up Jason early to mid 80s for the movies, which I think is an awesome idea. I think Jason kind of, I'm not going to say he only belongs in the 80s, but I think Jason in the 80s it fits so well. You know, it's kind of the way that a lot of us feel about that flashback scene in Halloween Kills, where some people wanted an entire movie that went back to 1978 and just got to sit in that world. And it looks like we're going to get that opportunity here with a fresh foundation of the canon and the lore for Friday the 13th. Guys, this is a fantastic opportunity that the Crystal Lake TV show has. And ultimately, it's going to come down to their storytelling. That's going to be the most important part. We can, you know, I look at these pictures and I get excited, but if the story stinks, then it's just going to be a good looking show that, you know, isn't going to really resonate. But it's an incredible opportunity to reset the lore, to make Pamela an even bigger part, or at least a more well fleshed out part of the lore. And I think that's what Friday the 13th really needs. I think it's something that was never really solid in the franchise, unfortunately. We knew the basics about Jason, but we really didn't get a solid foundation. So that's what I'm hoping for from the Crystal Lake TV show. And that's why I'm really digging, you know, the fact that they've moved the timetable to the 70s, and also that we're getting something that looks so great. And then here we go. There it is. The Crystal Lake Founders Day celebration. The Bryden Park is at the lake itself. 189th Crystal Lake Founders Day. Is that what that says? Or is that a 139th and I just can't see it from here? And then we've got, an aardvark, must be some sort of pest control van or something like that, as some of the crew sits there. You know, it's picnic tables in the foreground to the left. Just another great shot of the lake here. I don't know, is that truck part of the production? I don't think it is. That looks like a newer truck, so maybe that's just there to actually handle pests on the set. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments. But yeah, maybe we'll get that scene, you know, or something. Maybe something will happen at that Founders Day celebration, and it will be Jason's demise that happens during that event. That would be, I think that would be a way that would make sense, you know, ultimately. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let me know, you know, how you're feeling about the show. Let me know some of your, you know, after looking at some of these pictures, do you have your own theories? Do you have your thoughts? Are there things that you want to see from this TV show? Do you have a feeling that like this thing's going to happen or that thing's going to happen? And just let me know in the live chat if you've got those thoughts. If you're watching after the fact, thank you so much. Jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts down there, and make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think will dig this kind of content, because we cover horror news all the time, guys. TV, movies, video games, comic books, whatever it is, especially if it's something that I'm passionate about or the community is passionate about, we'll share it here. So yeah, make sure you've got that notification bell hit and you won't miss a thing.